Hello and welcome to Clickbait. And you know, our friends in the outdoor Gore-Tex enthusiast world will tell us that there's no such thing as the wrong kind of weather, just the wrong kind of clothing. And the same is very much true when it comes to photography because, well, it doesn't matter what happens outside, there's always something you can go and do with the camera. Today, for example, I'm supposed to be doing videos of classic cars. Now, that's a lot of fun and I like doing that, but on a day like today when, well, just 5 minutes ago when I left the house, it was absolutely tipping down, and give it another 5 minutes, it's going to be tipping down again. Not great for a classic car shoot. However, there's a lot of atmospheric fun stuff you can do. So I've brought up my umbrella, I've brought out the Z6 II and a single lens, because I don't want to be changing lenses in the rain, the 24 to 70 f2.8, so a good standard thing to be bouncing around with, heavy, but good quality. And well, guess what, the rain's starting again. Let's wander around town and see what we can find. We've got water, we've got the river, we've got shiny pavements, there's all kinds of stuff to go and explore. So I'm starting off here at this cafe, which I was rather hoping was going to be open because coffee would be nice about now. But this, although it's a grim, horrible day, we've got the bunting, we've got colour, we've got something exciting to look at. Even though it's pretty miserable everywhere else, we can use this against this grey sky. We can get some exciting, interesting colour photos against the greyness of the sky with the colour of the foreground and make this work. So let's see if we can do something fun with this. And I did forget to bring the little attachment that allows me to connect the GoPro to the top of the camera, so no POV today. So let's close this down to about f5.6, f6 or so. This sign is pretty cool, and I'm using a circular polarizer on the front of the lens just to take the reflections off it. Let's wander over and try and get some of these buntings. It's a really stark image. It doesn't really matter what you set the F number to, because there's nothing behind it to give any kind of depth of field against it. It just is there, and then there's the sky. It looks really, really bleak. Birds in it, that's quite fun. We'll see how that comes out, that might be interesting. Also over here, this is a weird thing I've noticed a couple of times, is the birds on this bridge. They all perch in bad weather. See this whole lineup of hundreds of pigeons all desperate for a bit of shelter out in the rain. I don't know if we do anything with that, but we'll do if we can. I don't know if it's a great photo, but it is interesting. What I ideally need is one about a third of the way along, just to flutter off the bridge. Now, if something startles them about now, that'd be fantastic. I didn't actually shoot them. That was just a loud bang. Stepping back a bit from the boat, it's almost like an image that you should be shooting on film. This is definitely a 35mm kind of a shot. A lot of what we shoot on 35mm film photography, it's just pictures that aren't really anything. They're just nice images that you kind of walk around a gallery of photography and just see. And you wouldn't necessarily waste a digital picture on it, even though that's, you know, free, but you would shoot it on film. So I don't know why we would do that. That's people for you. There we go, something I've been looking for. Reflections, puddles and raindrops. I suspect there's going to be a lot of this, and I'll probably find better ones, but I'll grab this one just in case. The trick is, of course, finding a bit of depth of field going on, down to f10. Using the lamppost as a bit of balance in the image. You've got the fence on the left-hand side, cutting diagonally across, and the rain's stopping now, perfect. What I want to do is find some more shiny, brighter ones than that, really. Maidstone is an old town. A lot of history, a lot of interesting materials going on in the building work. Not necessarily a pretty town, but there's a lot of bright colours and things up there, so hopefully we'll find a bit of light. Well, because it's so dark, people will turn the lights on outside the businesses and we'll get something interesting going on. Now, I'm not really shooting the barbers, more the reflections in the window. Now, it's a shame the rain has actually eased off quite a lot of the last few minutes, because just as I was parking the car, there were umbrellas everywhere and it looked really, really good. Now it's kind of eased off. So sometimes the weather can be the wrong weather, it turns out. Well, just wrong for the picture you're looking for, but there's always something else. There we go. The fallen tree. An umbrella is not a handy thing to carry when you're taking photos. Well, the rain stopped, we've still got the wind, so we can use these flags at, well, it's got to be up there in Maidstone's top 5 German beer cellars. Adding a bit of interest, just flapping in the wind. There's also a lot of reflections down here, and that's what we're going to focus on next. Did I mention I've got less than an hour to shoot this? My plan is to try and get just 10 pictures that I would consider putting into a set of something if I was putting a set of pictures together. So an hour, bad weather, let's see what we can do. Now, dripping whatever gutter might sound quite boring, but we're getting a bit of interaction, a bit of life, a bit of movement going on there. So let's see if we do anything exciting with that. Oh, it stops. Naturally, the moment I pointed it, it stops. Perfect. Now, Metro Bank definitely doesn't fall into the pretty category, but it is bright, and there's reflections on the floor, and there's sort of a few people around, so maybe 1/10 of a second, we can do something exciting with that. Again, going for the super slow exposure, set it to 1/6 of a second, leaning on a lamppost for a bit of stability. Shame everyone's wearing such dark colours today. Down to 1/3 of a second. Get a bit more motion into this. Oh, how slow are people moving today? 1/2 a second. Oh, actual blur. 1/2 a second actual blur, and hopefully I've managed to hand hold that still enough. That was so annoying. The perfect setup, a reflection, lights behind it, woman in a brightly coloured flowery dress is about to just stick her foot in the water, and the camera decided to just suddenly jump focus onto something totally different. Oh, autofocus can be an absolute nightmare sometimes. Incredibly, my attempt to shoot a day of bad weather has been scuppered by a lack of bad weather. It was absolutely tipping down when I left. I think it's going to tip down later on, but currently when I'm trying to shoot, oh, it's an umbrella. Finally. I was hoping to find people with umbrellas. I just put it down. I was hoping to find people out with umbrellas, you know, colourful, interesting, struggling with them in the wind, that kind of stuff, but no, that's been scuppered by a lack of wind and a lack of rain. I think it's okay. Grab a coffee and try again and repeat this video next time the weather turns nasty on me, which will be soon. Let's face it, it's autumn in the UK. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. See more photography soon. Goodbye.